So, you bought a PS5, congratulations. Now what? Because nothing's worse than a brand new console sitting there doing nothing. Forget the boring guides. These are the 15 games that'll prove you didn't waste your money. The perfect first games. Let's go. Okay, let's start gentle because not every PS5 game needs to scream in your face about blood and explosions. Sackboy is a little knitted guy, yes, knitted, like a sock your grandma made came to life and decided to go on an adventure. And honestly, it's wonderful. This is a 3D platformer, which is a fancy way of saying you run, you jump, you bounce off stuff, and you grab shiny things. Simple. But here's the thing about simple done right, it never gets boring. The levels are bright. The music is so good it sometimes turns into a full-on rhythm party where the whole world bounces to the beat. I'm not kidding. You'll catch yourself grinning like an idiot. And the best part, you can play it with friends. Why up to four of you, all stumbling around, accidentally bonking each other off ledges, laughing the whole time. Is it the deepest game ever made? No. Will it change your life? Probably not. But for a brand new PS5 owner who wants something fun, friendly, and zero stress, this is a perfect first hug from your new console. No microtransactions, no nonsense, just pure, cozy, knitted joy. Start here, you won't regret it. I know what you're thinking. Tetris? The block game from forever ago? Why is that on a fancy PS5 list? Sit down. Let me explain. Because this isn't your grandpa's Tetris. Tetris Effect. Connected takes the oldest puzzle game in the universe and wraps it in light, sound, and pure magic. The blocks fall, you spin them, you stack them, same as always, but every single move makes the music swell, the screen glow, the background explode with whales and stars and fireworks. It sounds silly when I describe it, but when you're actually playing, it feels like you're conducting a symphony with your thumbs. There's a reason people call this the best Tetris ever made. The PS5 version landed in February 2023, and it runs buttery smooth. If you've got the PlayStation VR2 headset, it gets even more bonkers. You're literally floating inside the music, and there's a multiplayer mode too, where you team up or battle friends. Yeah, that's the connected part. Here's the honest truth. You will sit down for 5 minutes, you will look up, 2 hours will be gone. Poof. It's calming, it's hypnotic, it's perfect for new owners who want something easy to pick up but impossible to put down. Alright, buckle up because this one is a blast. Hi-Fi Rush is what happens when someone makes an action game where everything moves to the beat of the music. The world bounces, the enemies bounce, even the trees and the machines in the background are tapping along. And the better you fight in rhythm, the more awesome you become. You play as Chai, a goofy wannabe rock star with a robot arm and way too much confidence. He gets into trouble at an evil mega company and now there are robots to smash. Lots of them. To music, it rules. The art style looks like a Saturday morning cartoon come to life, bright, snappy, full of jokes a kid will actually laugh at. And here's the genius bit. You don't even need to be good at music. The game gently helps you stay on rhythm, so anyone can feel like a hero. The PS5 version arrived in March 2024 and it's the best way to play it. Smooth as silk. The best part? This game like this came out as a surprise. No big hype campaign. No pre-order now for special skins garbage. It just showed up and was great, which is exactly how I like it. Funny, fast, fantastic, play it. Now let's talk cars. Real ones. Beautiful ones. Gran Turismo 7 is a racing game, but calling it a racing game feels rude. It's more like a love letter to every car ever made. There are over 400 of them in here, modeled so carefully you can see the stitching on the seats. It came out in March 2022 and it is gorgeous. On a PS5, the cars gleam, the tracks shimmer in the rain, and that DualSense controller in your hands, it rumbles and pushes back so you can actually feel the road. It's clever stuff. Now, I'll be honest with you because that's my whole thing. This game can be a little serious. It really wants to teach you about cars and tuning and racing lines. So if you just want to smash into walls and giggle, maybe look elsewhere. But if you want to slow down, learn something, and slowly get good at something, there's nothing else like it. The feeling of nailing a perfect lap after 20 tries. Oh, it's the best. 1. Grumble. It nags you to be online a lot, and there's an in-game store I'd ignore completely. You don't need to spend real money, earn your cars, it's more fun that way. And now, my favorite kind of surprise, a game where you play as a cat, not a soldier, not a wizard, a cat, a small orange stray cat lost in a strange glowing city full of robots and neon lights just trying to find its way home. Stray came out in July 2022 and it became an instant sensation. Why? Because it nails the one thing every cat owner knows. Cats are little agents of chaos. You can knock things off shelves, scratch the furniture, curl up and take a nap whenever you feel like it. There's even a button just for meowing. I pressed it constantly, no regrets, but it's not all goofing around. The city is sad and beautiful and mysterious, and slowly you start to uncover what happened to all the people. It actually has a story with heart. By the end, you might feel a little something in your chest. It's short too. You can finish it in a weekend, which honestly, I respect. Not every game needs to be 100 hours long. For a new PS5 owner who wants something unique, calming, and unlike anything they've played before, this little cat is a perfect guide. No combat stress, no grinding, just vibes. Wonderful whiskery vibes. Okay, now we're getting loud. Helldivers 2 dropped in February 2024 and basically broke the internet. Everybody was playing it, and I get why. Here's the pitch. You're a soldier dropped onto alien planets to fight giant bugs and scary robots, all in the name of freedom and democracy. Except, it's all a big joke. The game knows it's silly. You're a tiny grunt being yelled at by a cartoon government, and it's hilarious. But the real magic, this is a team game. You and 3 friends working together, calling down giant bombs from space, and accidentally dropping them on each other constantly. I have never laughed so hard at my own friends dying. It's chaos, glorious chaos. Now, the honest bit. This game needs the internet to play. There's no real solo offline adventure here. So if your Wi-Fi is bad or you want a quiet single player story, this isn't the one. And yes, there's a shop with stuff you can buy with real money. But here's the good news, you can earn that same currency just by playing. So ignore your wallet, you don't need it. For a new PS5 owner with a couple of friends, this is a riot. Just maybe warn them before you accidentally call in an airstrike. Alright, deep breath, because this one is going to hurt you, and I mean that as a compliment. Demon's Souls launched right alongside the PS5 in November 2020, and it might still be the prettiest game on the whole machine. It's a remake of a really old, really beloved game, rebuilt from the ground up to look absolutely jaw-dropping. Castles, swamps, dragons, it's stunning. But here's the thing you need to know before you start. This game is hard. Like properly hard. It will beat you up, you will die. A lot. Sometimes you'll die to the same enemy 10 times in a row and want to throw your controller across the room. So why is it on a list for new players? Because nothing, and I mean nothing, feels as good as finally beating the boss that's been crushing you. That little punch the air moment worth every single death. It teaches you to be patient, to watch, to learn, and those are skills that will make every other game easier. I won't lie to a kid here. If you get frustrated easily, maybe save this one for later. But if you want a real challenge that respects you enough to be tough, this is a masterpiece, a beautiful, brutal masterpiece. Now picture this, the world has ended, cities are ruins, swallowed by jungle and sand, and roaming around are giant robot dinosaurs. Yeah, I have your attention now, don't I? Horizon Forbidden West came out in February 2022 and it is one of the best looking games you will ever see. Genuinely, the grass, the water, the sunsets, it looks like a photograph that decided to come alive. You play as Aloy, a tough, clever hunter trying to save a dying world, and to do that, you've got to take down these massive machine beasts using a bow, some traps, and a whole lot of brain power. Hitting a giant Robodino's weak spot with a perfect arrow shot, chef's kiss. So satisfying. It's a big game, huge. Actually, you can climb mountains, glide through the sky, dive underwater, explore for hours. Some kids might find it a tiny bit slow at the start while it explains everything. Stick with it, it opens up beautifully. And the best part for a new owner, no pre-order traps, no real money nonsense ruining the fun. Just a massive, gorgeous adventure you own start to finish. Robot dinosaurs and a hero with red hair and a bow. What more do you want? Okay, this one. This is the game you put on when your friends come over and you want to show off what a PS5 can do. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart launched in June 2021 and it's pure popcorn fun. You've got Ratchet, a furry little space hero with a wrench, and Clank, his tiny robot buddy. Together, they zip across the galaxy fighting bad guys with the most ridiculous weapons ever invented. One gun turns enemies into shrubs. A shrub. I love it. But here's the showstopper. This game can fling you between entire worlds in the blink of an eye. 1 second you're on a neon city planet, then zoom, you're somewhere completely new with no waiting, no loading screen. That magic trick is only possible because of the PS5's super fast brain. The old consoles literally couldn't do it. It looks like a Pixar movie you get to control. Bright, colorful, funny, with jokes that land for kids and grown-ups. And it's not too hard either. You can make it as easy or as tricky as you like, so nobody gets left behind. No greedy nonsense, no waiting around, just a big, beautiful, hilarious blast through space. Perfect first game, genuinely perfect. Last one for this batch, and it's a special one because It Takes Two won Game of the Year back in 2021 and it absolutely deserved it. Here's the catch, and it's the whole point. You cannot play this alone. It's built from the ground up for two people. You and a friend, you and a parent, you and your sibling who you fight with constantly. Perfect. You play as two little doll versions of a married couple who are arguing, and you have to work together to fix things. And by work together, I mean solving clever puzzles where you have one power and your partner has another, and you've got to combine them. Constantly talking, constantly helping each other, it's brilliant. And the levels never repeat an idea. 1 minute you're flying, then you're shrinking, then you're in a snowball fight, then you're surfing. The game just keeps throwing new toys at you. It never gets old. Here's the genius money part. Only one of you has to buy it. There's a free friends pass, so your buddy can join without paying a thing. That's how all games should treat us. Take notes, everybody else. It's funny, it's heartwarming, and it'll either make your friendship stronger or start a glorious argument. Either way, you'll remember it. Okay, this one is big. Like epic with a capital E big. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out in February 2024 and it's part of a giant story that's being retold across several games. Now I'll be straight with you. This is technically the middle chapter. So if you're brand new, you might be a little lost on who everyone is. My honest advice, play the first part first. But if you just want a taste of the most beautiful, ambitious adventure on PS5, dive in anyway. You follow Cloud, a spiky-haired hero with a sword the size of a surfboard, and his ragtag group of friends traveling across an enormous world to stop a villain in a long black coat. The fighting is a mix of real-time action and clever planning, and once it clicks, it feels so good. But the real treat is the world itself. It's stuffed. chocobo birds to ride, card games to play, mini games everywhere. You could ignore the main story for 10 hours, just messing about. I did. It's huge, it's gorgeous, and it has real emotional punch. Some moments will genuinely get you. It's not the easiest starting point, but as a showcase of what PS5 can do, it's spectacular. Now, this is how you make a superhero game. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 swung onto PS5 in October 2023, and the second you start moving, you'll understand the hype. Web swinging through New York City is no exaggeration, one of the most fun things you can do with a controller. You leap off a skyscraper, the city rushes up at you, you fire a web at the last second, and whoosh, you're flying again. It never ever gets old. This time you've got two Spider-Men, Peter Parker and Miles Morales. You swap between them and they each have their own cool powers and gadgets. Twice the heroes, twice the fun. The story is genuinely great. There's a big scary villain, real emotional stuff between friends, and enough explosions to keep any 10-year-old glued to the screen. The voice acting is movie quality. You'll care about these people, and the city looks incredible. Every window, every car, every tiny pedestrian below, it all hums with life. My only grumble? The main story is a touch short, but there's loads of side stuff to keep you busy after. For a new owner who loves superheroes, this is the dream. Put on the suit. Go be amazing. You've earned it. Alright, get ready because this is one of the greats. God of War Ragnarök launched in November 2022 and it's an absolute giant of a game. You play as Kratos, a huge grumpy bald warrior who could crush a boulder with his bare hands, and his young son, Atreus. Together they travel through worlds pulled straight out of Norse mythology, fighting gods, monsters, and giant beasts. But here's what makes it special, and what surprised me. Underneath all the smashing and the shouting, it's a story about a dad and his son trying to understand each other. It's got heart, real heart. There were moments that genuinely got me, and I'm a cynic by trade. The combat is meaty and satisfying. Kratos throws an axe, and you press a button to call it flying back into his hand. It feels powerful every single time. Thunk, catch, glorious. Now, fair warning, some of it can be a bit scary and intense for younger kids. There's plenty of fighting. But there are difficulty settings galore, so anyone can enjoy it at their own pace. No greedy add-ons, no nonsense. Just one massive, emotional, beautifully made adventure. This is the kind of game you buy a PS5 for. Now, here's a little secret that nobody tells new PS5 owners. You already own a brilliant game. It came free. It's right there on your console the moment you turn it on. It's called Astro's Playroom and it launched with the PS5 back in November 2020. It's a small, sparkly platformer starring a cute little robot, and its whole job is to show off everything your new controller can do. And oh, does it show off. When Astro walks on sand, you feel the grit through the controller. When it rains, you feel each tiny drop blow into the microphone and a windmill spins. It's genius. It teaches you to love the DualSense before you've even spent a penny on anything else. The levels are a love letter to PlayStation history, packed with little nods to old games and consoles. Grown-ups will grin at the references, kids will just enjoy bouncing around a happy, colorful world. It's short, it's free, it's pure joy, and it's the first thing every single new owner should play. Not because it's the biggest or the deepest, but because it's a perfect little hello from your new console. Go boot it up right now, seriously, it costs you nothing. And we finish on the best one. I mean it. Astro Bot, which came out in September 2024, is not just a great first game, it's one of the finest platformers made in years. full stop. Remember that cute little robot from the free game? Well, they gave him a full, massive adventure of his own, and they knocked it clean out of the park. Every single level is bursting with imagination. New ideas just keep coming. One moment you're a frog, then you're a tiny boxer, then you're floating with a balloon. The game never repeats itself, never gets boring, and is constantly surprising you with something clever and joyful. And it uses that PS5 controller better than anything else out there. You feel everything. It's like the controller becomes part of the game. It's bright, it's funny, it's bursting with little PlayStation characters hidden everywhere to find. And here's the best part, it's the perfect difficulty. Easy enough for a young kid to enjoy, but with secret hard challenges for the grown-ups who want them. No microtransactions, no tricks. Just a complete, polished, pure-hearted masterpiece that proves games can still just be fun. If you buy one game on this whole list, make it this one, trust me. And that's the list. 15 games that'll actually make your new PS5 feel worth the money. Instead of collecting dust like an expensive paperweight, here's my parting wisdom, free of charge. Buy games, not pre-orders, ignore the hype machine, and never pay real money for stuff a game should have just given you. Which one are you playing first? Tell me down below. Smash that like button if I saved you from a bad purchase, and subscribe for more honest takes. No hype, no lies.